Hello everyone, welcome to my video. This is Professor Capko, and today I'm going to show you how to avoid bank overdraft fees. If you follow this method, you will never be charged a bank overdraft fee again. So what you need to do is keep track of all of your transactions in a check register. You can get a check register from the bank for free, just ask for one, or you can create your own, such as this one here, um, to keep track of everything. I know that folks tend to just look up online their balance or check their balance at the ATM machine, but that doesn't reflect things that have not occurred yet or have not cleared the bank yet, such as a check. So that is why we want to keep track of everything on a check register. Let me show you how to start. First of all, you want to confirm exactly how much is in your bank account. And for this purposes of this, we're going to discuss a checking account, but some of the same principles would apply to a savings account as well. But you're going to check what the actual balance is for your checking account. Make sure you've accounted for all fees, all outstanding checks, any kind of deposits, everything. And when you confirm that, you're going to put that right here. And in this case, we're going to just call it $500 even. And I'm going to put it up in this box here. And I'm going to call that the beginning balance. And anytime you start a new check register, because eventually you'll fill it up, you're going to want to start that check register like that with a beginning balance. And that'll be transferred over from the beginning balance or from the ending balance from your old check register. Then let's go ahead and fill this in with some transactions. Let's say the first thing that happens is you get a check from your employer, your paycheck. So I'm going to go ahead and in this area that says number, I'm just going to write DEP, which is my short abbreviation for deposit. You can do whatever you want to or abbreviate any way you want to, but I do recommend, even if there's not a check number, to put that information here, because when you're searching for a particular transaction, it's going to make it a lot easier. You can look along here. If you wanted to, you could put the check number of the employer's check here, but oftentimes we get direct deposit and there isn't a particular check number associated with it. The next thing I want to do is I want to put the date in, and in this case, we're just going to say it's 8/15. There's not much room in these check registers for the date, and I think the month and the day is critically important. And even though the year would be important, especially if you're looking back, I don't write the year each time, although you could write it down here below. I tend to just write it one time up here, 2022 in this case. You can just write the date there and the year there and carry on from there on out. I like to put some information about what the transaction is here. So deposit paycheck. And this would work whether it's actually physically depositing the check or if it's direct deposit. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it where the deposits are. In this case, let's say the paycheck was $1,000. I'm going to write the amount of that particular check there. And all the deposits are going to go in this column and all the withdrawals are going to go in that column. So I carry this over and I, just for clarity's sake, I go ahead and put plus 1,000 here. And then I want to add it, right? So I have the $500 and I'm going to add 1,000. So I wind up with $1,500. So this is my new balance. And I try and put it in the same place each time. That way I can quickly and easily look for it. So that is where I put that there. Let's say then you go on your way home from work to get some gas and you use your debit card. I'm going to go ahead and just, my abbreviation for that would be just C for card, so I know what kind of transaction it is. And in this case, in our transactions, we're going to say it's the same day. And I would go ahead and write what it is, so I know what this transaction is. Gas for car. And you can describe it any way you want to. I oftentimes put where it's from to, let's say Shell, because I might get gas from different places and I may want to keep track of that. It's not necessary, but I usually put in this bottom line here is who the payment is to. So in this case, gas for the car. And with the gas prices where they are, it costs $75. So again, this is a withdrawal. It's coming out of the account. So I put the $75 there. I carry it over to where my balance is, and I write minus $75. You, of course, want to keep track of it, so you could use your calculator, and you've got $1,500 in your bank account. I'm going to subtract the 75, and that leaves $1,425. If you're liking this kind of content, I appreciate it if you smash the like button and subscribe, and we can get this more information like this out there to you. Now, the next thing you do is you're going to write a check for electricity. So let's say the check number that you're writing is 105. So go ahead and put the check number there. So if you want to go back and check it, you can do that. And let's put the date that we write the check. In this case, we're going to say it's on the 16th. And we could say that this is electricity I'm going to say it's electricity for July, and we're going to say we paid that. Again, I'm going to write who I wrote it out to. In this case, I'm going to say FPL. And our electric bill was $250. And go ahead and subtract that from our balance. So we subtract the 250. That means we have $1,175 left in the account. Next, let's say you're going to do a transfer. Let's say an interbank transfer from your checking account to your savings account. I like to reference that one with just an XFER for transfer. You can do it however you want. And I'm going to go ahead and say that was on the 16th as well. And I'm just going to write in here that I transfer to savings. Write in here whatever will make sense for you and whatever that type transaction is. Maybe you're putting it into savings, maybe you're putting it into money market, something along those lines. So in this case, let's say we transferred $100 to our savings account. So I go ahead and put that there, and I'm going to subtract the $100 here. Subtract the 100, and that leaves $1,075 even. Let's say you then sold something on eBay and you received some money for that. So I'm going to put deposit again, and you receive this on maybe the 17th. And we're going to say it's a deposit from eBay. And perhaps you want to describe it as whatever you sold, depending on how often you do this and how much you want to keep track of it. The more detail, usually the better. And in this case, we received from eBay $55.50. So it's going to go in the deposit column. And I'm going to add it. I like to show the plus and minus so I know what I'm doing here. Plus 55.50. And I go ahead and add that to my balance. And now my new balance is $1,130.50. Then you go to the ATM and you withdraw some money. So I would usually reference that with an ATM here so I know it's an ATM withdrawal. And you did that on the 20th. And I usually write something like cash W/D, which would be cash withdrawal. You could write the word out, however works for you. These are just some suggestions. I'm going to go ahead and write $60 to show how much I withdrew. It's in the withdrawal column. So I'm going to subtract 60 from our balance. So go ahead and do that on the calculator. So we have now $1,070.50. We can continue on with a different type transaction. Let's say our next transaction is we earn some interest. Earn some interest from the bank. Not very much, but we do. So INT is how I would reference it, but you can do it however you want. Make your own abbreviations so you know what it is when you're looking for it. These are some suggested. And let's say you receive that interest on the 30th. So I'm going to write in interest earned. And I'm going to write over here how much we got. We earned, it's going to be a deposit, 25 cents. I like to put the leading zero here just so I don't forget anything here, but you don't have to do that. That's just one way I do it. So I'm going to add the 25 cents. And so I got $1,070.75 in the account. And the next thing we do is we get a notice from the bank that they charge us a fee. So I go ahead and write fee for a bank fee. And that also occurred on the 30th. And so I write bank fee here. And the bank fee in this case was $5. I'm going to write that here, $5. And it's going to be in the withdrawal column. So I write minus $5 over here. I subtract the $5 and $1,065.75. So as of the 30th, I know that this is the amount I have in the account. Perhaps the next day I have to write a check for my rent. Well, if you looked at your bank statement or if you just looked at your online account, you might see a different balance in this. One reason that might be is because perhaps the bank has not yet received this check from FPL. They have not deducted that. So you would think you have an extra $250, which you don't have. So that could be very misleading, and you might think you have more in your account than you do. You might then write a check for it, or you might maybe withdraw the money or use a debit card and take out money and not leave enough for this $250 check that has not yet cleared. And then when this check comes through, your bank is going to charge you an overdraft fee and it may bounce that check. It may, in some cases, pay the check, or in other cases, it may bounce that check, send it back to FPL's uncollected, and FPL might charge you an extra fee as well, and they might turn off your electricity, all because you didn't keep track of exactly how much is in your account. So doing this method, keeping close track of everything, will help you avoid any kind of fees such as that. So you should never get another overdraft fee in the future because you are going to follow this method and keep track of exactly how much is in your account, and you'll account for things that have not yet cleared the bank, so you know exactly how much money you have available to utilize for your life. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, smash the like button and please subscribe. It's free and it'll help you receive more videos such as this one, and make sure you hit the alert bell. Until next time, keep your grade alive and subscribe. This is Professor Capko.